Duramax here. Got another video for you. I am driving home for Christmas right now. Actually, I got the Christmas mobile all loaded up, and got the two dogs back there enjoying the ride. Say hi, Rosie, and 8Ball's back there somewhere. Hi, 8Ball. So we're heading home for Christmas, and well, it's been an interesting trip already. Last night went down to my girlfriend's house, spent Christmas with her family, but on the way down I had an issue. My up pipe's finally leaking. If you remember from my last video, if you've ever seen a picture, video, whatever, this generation Duramax, the up pipe on the passenger side, going from the exhaust manifold up to the turbo pedestal, it kind of has a Y in it, and you know, it'd be a straight shot to the turbo pedestal, but it's got a Y in it for the EGR system. Well, if you've been following my channel, you know that this truck doesn't have that anymore. Just kind of fell off a while ago. So, but I put a blocker plate in place because that's all I could afford at the moment, and or all I had at the moment, I should say. But I bought another up pipe. I bought a Rudy's Diesel 2-inch stainless up pipe, but I've had it for a couple months now. I'd have to look back to figure out when I put the blocker plate on, but it's been a while ago now. But I was driving my truck and it started a just awful noise. It's a whistling, screeching kind of noise. At first I thought it was a boost leak, but it's not related to boost pressure at all. It doesn't matter, you know, sometimes the boost pressure is 10 psi, sometimes it's like 3, so it's not related to boost. But I found it. It's that up pipe leaking in the bellows where they always blow out if you do a blocker plate. And the reason they blow out is it's just too much pressure. When you got the EGR there, it's got, you know, flow through there, and it's not backing up all that pressure right there. But you put a blocker plate on there, and it eventually they'll just blow out. Mine, I think, is just a pinhole right now. I'll see if I can get a good shot in there when I get home. But there's a little bit of soot on the up pipe itself, but it's not like blowing against the firewall and all that. So it's not real bad, but it's obviously leaking. So, you know, it's got to be changed. It wasn't exactly what I was planning on doing for Christmas, but looks like now I have no choice. So right now I'm running about 60 miles an hour. I'm going to try to give you a good little, there it is, if you can hear it, a good little sound clip here. It's real bad when you turn on the exhaust brake and you get that exhaust back pressure. You can hear it bad. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to flip this over to tune 3. I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but it's on tune 3, which is my light tow tune, which means it's a 60 horsepower tune, and it's got exhaust braking. So I'm going to speed up to about 65 right here, and there's a little hill coming up, and just listen at what happens when I let off. So here we go. Going to let off the accelerator now. The exhaust brake will kick right in. You hear that? Let's do it again. You kind of hear it when you accelerate some too. Oh, that's awful. So that's the problem I've been having. As you can tell, even just driving right now, I'm not trying to do it at all, but that sound is just horrific. It is terrible. So, you know, I got to fix that. Just driving this truck here is, you know, just driving it home, it's driving me nuts. It's louder than the radio, which obviously I have off right now, but it's so prevalent. My girlfriend rode with me to go get pizza last night and said, "This is awful, you got to fix this." It just dominates a conversation and everything else. So in this video, I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna go through kind of how to change it. There's not too much to it. There's only 6 bolts that hold the up pipe on. The problem is my truck has 323,662 miles on it, and it's going up because I'm driving home. So those bolts, I'm guessing, have never been out. And let me put it this way. I bought 6 replacement bolts, ARP bolts, $15 a pack, I think, so $5 a bolt. That is ridiculous, but I got 6 replacement bolts because I'm figuring to break all 6 of them. That's the big problem with this job. Part of it is it's a pain in the butt to get to the turbo pedestal. But the other problem is those bolts are just so old and so rusted in there that they just break off. And worst case scenario, you have to pull the turbo out. I'm hoping not for a worst case scenario, but I know better than to expect anything different. So stay tuned and just you know, enjoy my my pain and suffering through this, because I'm sure there's going to be some. So well, enjoy, sit back, relax, and be glad you don't have to do this yourself. What's up, guys? D-Max Brax here again. I'm in the shop now, down at my parents' house for Christmas, as I said earlier. I got the truck here. Ignore home improvement in the back. I got it playing because, you know, I like having something on. So here's where we're at right now. I got the hood up in the service position. If you've never seen that, it's actually kind of cool. So if you look here, that's where the hood normally attaches, the strut here. But you can move it back to this hole and just stick it straight up, basically, and it just lets you get in the engine bay a lot easier. I got the intake pulled out. You don't really have to pull it out, but it makes it a lot easier to get in there. What? It's typical. She's just, you know, I'm busy and she wants to be a part of everything. So I got that pulled out. Come around here to the side we're actually working on. I got the downpipe pulled out. That's the MBRP downpipe. Did a video on that. I'll link it up above for you. But I got it pulled out. It normally sits right here. And I've started working on the up pipe. This is the pipe that we're taking out, if it will focus. So there's 3 bolts right here. There's one here, and then one on the back side. These 2 actually came out already. I haven't touched the top yet. There's 3 just like it on the top. I soaked them in PB Blaster. Oh, whoop, I moved them down here, excuse me. So there's the 2 bolts right there. So we're off to a great start, which I'm happy about. I thought this was, knock on wood, because I don't want this to go bad, but it's going to go worse. As you saw, I had the fender liner out and all that. So here's the part I got to replace it with. This is, like I said, a Rudy's diesel 2-inch stainless. Comes with the with new gaskets, which is great. And then I bought from Merchant Automotive. These are ARP exhaust manifold bolts. These are not cheap, but as you can see, I bought 6 of them because I figured it was all going to go bad. So I'm not really filming this process. If you want to see this process, look up Truckmaster. He did a video on how to change these. His went bad. I'm figuring mine's going to go bad. I got 323,000 on the truck. I'm figuring it's going to go bad, but so far it's been pretty good. The truck I did run today, though. I think that may help because you run it through a heat cycle, you can get some heat in it. I'm not sure if that helps or hurts. Sorry, the sun is bad right there. Not sure if that's going to help or hurt, but so far it's worked pretty good. I can't find my 1/2-inch adapter for 3/8, and it doesn't go down to 12mm. So I'm having to use a 3/8 power handle and some leverage pipe, but it's coming out. So like I said, I'm just going to update you from time to time. I didn't see doing a whole video on this. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's a pain in the butt. So stay tuned, and well, we'll see what happens next. Either I'm gonna have this thing out or something's gonna break. Well, as per normal, I no sooner got through making the video, went to the 3rd bolt on the bottom, and I broke it. I haven't got the head out yet, but well, I'll show it to you when I do. However, I've gotten to the 2 of the top ones by myself. From what I read and saw, you need 2 people. I'm finding it possible to do myself. The problem is I've got 1 bolt left, and when I put my my power handle in there with the pipe, I just don't have enough room to move it. So that one could be an issue, but I don't know. I may put a ratchet on it or something like that, but it just never fails. I talk about it and then I break another one. I probably should have gotten the last one out before I made the video, but whatever. Anyway, that was the update. So 1 did break. Luckily it's in the manifold, but it's on the far side, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, stay tuned. Whew. That last one like to whoop my ass. Alright, well, there she is. That's the stock up pipe. Oh, focus. There we go. That's the stock up pipe. There's the CNS blocker plate I had. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not on camera, but right here it looks like where my leak is. Let me put it up here on the bench. Yep, I can see it. You ain't gonna be able to see it on camera, but you can see that black spot right there. But I can see it with my eyes. There is a hairline crack right in that top bellow right there. But you can kind of see all the soot that's been sneaking out. And so that's the leak. If you look down here, I got all 3 of the top one out, which is good. That means I don't have to pull the pedestal or anything like that. But if you look right there, there's the one I broke right there.
So I'm going to try to get a stud extractor and get on it. Hopefully I don't have to drill that out. I'm going to spray some more blaster on it. It's all over the place back here now, but yeah. Now I just got to put the new one on, so whew, it's a tough job. I forgot to mention too, there's the bolt that broke. It just broke right off right there, but I got 5 of them out, so it's a good start. What's going on, guys? It's been a little bit since you've seen the last part of this video. That was Christmas Eve. It is now January 15th, I believe, so it's been almost a month. It's been a while. I've been so far behind on everything, especially YouTube stuff. I've been behind on editing, I've been behind on filming, I've been behind on everything. So I got really frustrated with that up pipe, and so I just did not film. It was a pain in the ass, to say the least. So here's the update on it. Last you saw, I'd finally got the old one out, and I was getting ready to get started on doing getting that bolt out of the manifold. Well, let me tell you how that went. I went to O'Reilly's and I got a stud extractor. It was about 25 bucks. Well, stud extractor didn't work. I didn't have enough studs sticking out for it to grab onto that big. It's kind of like a drill chuck, and it gets smaller as the further out it goes. Well, it wouldn't grab it. Thought about cutting it, but I didn't really want to ruin a $25 tool, and then if it didn't work, so yeah, I just decided not to do it. So I had to drill it out. Well, I could have drilled it in place, but I thought it was going to be easier if I took the manifold off. So I decided to take the manifold off the head. That went easy enough. There's like 8 or 10 bolts. Well, there's like 8 bolts and 2 studs. They all actually came out pretty easy. I was scared shitless of breaking those off in the head, but they all came out just like they should. So that was good. And I got the exhaust manifold off, got it on the bench, started drilling and drilling and drilling, and went through more drill bits than you would believe. And we were so mad about it. My dad was helping me, and we were trying to drill it out. It was not going well. But we finally got it out. It took us 5 hours of drilling and beating and heating and just trying to get that damn bolt out. 5 hours later, we finally got it out. I got enough of a hole drilled in it, got an air hammer, hit it, and it just folded up on itself and came out. So finally it came out. 5 hours. Once that was done, just ran a tap through all of them, into all the holes, and made sure they were cleaned out, made sure the threads were good, put the manifold back on the head, and put the new up pipe in. As simple as that. Getting those gaskets to figure out which way they go was kind of aggravating, but they only go one way on each, and only on one side, so you know, it's not that hard, but it just, you got to be careful. What else? The up pipe, I had to kind of like, I don't want to say it didn't fit perfectly, because it did, but it was like where it sat cold and lined up, it was, you know, just a little bit off. Those bellows move a little bit, so I kind of had to like pry on it and get a bolt started, and then the other two were easy, so that was a little aggravating. So I got that done, and that was that. I was through fighting it. I was tired of it. I wasn't videotaping. Fast forward to Christmas. That was the next day, Christmas. Open up all the presents, and what do I get but an EGT probe? I wanted one, so it's good. I got one. As a matter of fact, you can see it right there. Got a glow shift max toe, 2200 degree Fahrenheit EGT gauge. Another thing to note, my banks, the 1.8, the little pillar dash thing, if you notice in my Instagram posts and stuff, it's missing. Well, I had to send that off to Banks. One of the buttons quit working, and called technical support. They were really nice. Nothing but good things to say about their customer support. What they did is they just sent me a return label. I boxed it up, shipped it back to them. They've got another one, it's actually on the way, so we'll be getting that soon. So that's real nice of them. Nothing, didn't charge me shipping, nothing. So I'm very happy about that. Not happy that it quit working, but glad that they're standing behind their product. What else? Oh, so I got through the up pipe. You know, everything was done, got it all back together, and I drove home. And after being home for a little while, I noticed a vibration. And you're gonna have to hold on for just a second, because I got to parallel park. All right, sorry about that. Had to parallel park. This thing's a pain in the butt. All right, like I was saying, there was a vibration. You could hear it. You'd hit certain tones in the exhaust, and you hear the zzz. It was just a vibration. So Wasn't happy about that, and I noticed something when I was putting the downpipe back in. There was no support on that new up pipe. It didn't have that support bracket like the stock one did. Well, PPE, Pacific Performance Engineering, they have a downpipe support, excuse me. It bolts behind the up pipe, and it just bolts the downpipe, gives it a little bit of rigidity. And so I bought one of those. I put it on. That one did not fit quite as well as it should have. The hole was about, I don't know, between 1/4 and 1/2 inch off. What I ended up doing was putting the bolt in the downpipe first and in the bracket, and then pulling it to the up pipe. Wasn't the best way to do it. It was a pain in the butt, but I got it to work. No vibration now, so it all fits in there right. You could actually see where the vibration was coming from when I took the downpipe out. The heat shield, or the heat wrap, had worn a little bit. It was up against the up pipe, so glad I got that fixed and worked out. My exhaust sits in a better place now, so it's all right. So I'm glad about that. I also got some new lights. Haven't got those wired in yet. I'll show you those when I get through with them. I've got them in the bumper. I've got some bumper parts coming. Got some tow hooks and stuff like that for the bumper. What else? I've got transmission parts. I've got the filters, internal and external. I also got 3 gallons of Suncoast transmission fluid at $32 a piece. Those were not cheap. So yeah, that's gonna be nice. What else? I think that's, oh, I got a Transco Junior too. Anyway, that's the story on the up pipe. It's a pain in the butt. If you're gonna do it, you know, give yourself all day, because it's, you know, it can go much worse than it did for me. Or have a spare manifold. If you're gonna do it, do up pipes and manifolds at the same time. Might be easiest, but you know, is what it is. I don't know what the next video is going to be on, but it'll be coming hopefully soon. I'll get back in the swing of things. School started and all, so who knows. Please like the channel and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. So until then, take it easy.